Oh, it's great. I actually played there for my first time with Cavalera last year doing Schizophrenia and Morbid Visions. And it's intimidating when you see the stage, the size of it's very small. But I grew up going to a lot of punk rock shows and small DIY type places. So for me, it's actually very comfortable. And aside from the stage and the room, the staff is so nice. Like Muffy especially just takes perfect care of us. Like there's good food, the town is beautiful. As you can see, the location is just, you really couldn't ask for anything more beautiful than that. And the crowd that comes out is amazing too. Even though it's very small, they were going crazy, they were jumping around. They had a mosh pit going in that tiny little room. And you know, for me, I just can't ask for anything else. It's the perfect punk rock, heavy metal kind of vibe to me. There's a lot of things. You know, I grew up just going to public school and around very, you know, average kids, and it was always very hard for me to explain what my family does and what life on the road is like, because you really just can only do it by getting in the van and going, you know? So it was a little tough to fit in and be understood, because we would come to places like this and, you know, all over the world and get to see so many good people and places and beautiful things. And it's very hard for someone who has never left their hometown to understand what that's like. That would be the good side of it. The bad side would be, you know, being away from family, being away from home, being very uncomfortable. You're constantly dealing with people and places. You get sick. You don't feel good, you don't sleep good, you don't eat good. You know, it's a very weird balance. The amazing things you see and the hard stuff that you deal with on the other end, they're two sides of the coin, if that makes sense. So growing up in this family, to me, it was normal to do those things. I didn't know any different. They stuck me on the bus and in the van when I was a baby. So I really don't know any different than that ever. And I love it, I really do. You know, it's a difficult life, but it's for me, and I got to do a lot of cool stuff because of it. So I'm thankful that my family involved us in it instead of the opposite. You know, it could have been worse and we could have stayed home while they did it, but they decided to bring us. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me, to be honest. Max is such a legend, but my mom too. I mean, without the both of them together, it would have never worked. He's the rock star and she's the band manager, but they were also my parents. They were the ones that would wake me up for school in the morning, that would, you know, take me to get new shoes and a backpack and things like that. And I think it's funny for some people to realize that Max was doing things like that, because so many people only see the image of, you know, on stage, being a crazy man, screaming and stuff, you know, so I like to let people know that he was just a dad as well, good and bad, you know. We're always pissed off at our parents, even the coolest parents in the world. It was nice because when we do go home from tour, we kind of put the music stuff away, and we do the same. We get together on Sundays and we watch sports, we make dinners, we go see movies together, things like that. So, you know, I think it's important for people to remember that Max and Gloria are just people too, and they enjoy a lot of the same things that anyone else does, and myself included. You know, we're not on some different level than other people, you know. None of us were easy kids to deal with because of the rock and roll lifestyle, but we really are just normal people too. And, you know, just like somebody's family business might be being a doctor or a lawyer, ours just happens to be heavy metal, and it's in our blood. Oh, for me, I mean, certainly nature. I'm from Arizona, which we were talking on the car ride. It's a very unique, exotic place. I love to be outside, hiking, camping, doing things like that. I love my cats. They're probably the most important thing in the world other than my girlfriend and my family. They're my little babies, and I would do nothing without them. Other than that, I like to read and I write. I really enjoy horror, sci-fi, and fantasy, and I like to come up with stories. And hopefully it does something one day. You know, as of now, it's kind of a hobby, but I would like people to be able to read my stuff one day. Those are kind of my main things: cats, books, being outside, nature, seeing the world, you know. It's the most important thing to me. I mean, to me, it's really a matter of taking my emotions and turning it into music, whether it's happiness, sadness, depression, anxiety, whatever. I like to fuel that into my music. So I'm actually very spastic with my writing. There's no rule book. It could be 2 in the morning and an idea is in my head, and I'm the type of person, I get up and I go play and I figure it out right then, because to me that's the most natural, real way to do it. I don't like to force it. You know, I don't sit and make myself write. I wait until it's happening correctly, you know what I mean? Yeah, it could be any way. It could be after breakfast, or it could be in the middle of the night. It could be on the bus, on the road, at home, anywhere. If it hits me, I'll even sit on my phone and do it with my mouth sometimes, you know, type stuff like that. So there really is no real ritual. It's when it happens, you know what I mean? Him, to be myself. Yeah, I mean, plain and simple. He didn't show me how to play guitar. He didn't, you know what I mean? He never forced anything. He was like, if you want to play sports, do that. If you want to skateboard, do that. If you want to play music, do it. But whatever you do, just be honest, be real, and don't fuck around. You know what I mean? Oh, absolutely. I would actually say I listen to mostly not metal. Metal was really big for me as a teenager. I'm 30 now, so as I've gotten older, I've actually expanded into a lot of different things. So I'd say probably one of my favorite non-metal bands and songs would be by the band Hum. They're like an alternative shoegaze kind of 90s weirdo band, and the song Stars is their biggest hit. It's like, to me, it's like the perfect song. Like drumming, guitar, vocals, everything. It's very melodic, very catchy, very good stuff. Hum is like one of my favorite bands of all time, to be honest. It would probably be Iron Man, Black Sabbath. That was the first riff I ever learned. It took me like 2 weeks to figure out how to play it, and I was so frustrated. I was almost like, I hate guitar. I don't want to play anymore, because it was so hard to do that, the hammer-on thing. But if I could go back and play with myself, I would be patient. I would say keep playing, because it's going to take you to some beautiful places like this, and it'll all be worth it.